Hey guys, it's Mike again here. This week we'll be talking about the best priest specs. And before we dive into that, I just want to mention a couple different things. The first is check out my video from before, the most important WoW strategy to ever master. Really, this is the foundation of our World of Warcraft strategy. So take a look at it, just watch it really quick, and kind of apply those principles as kind of the foundation, the base, and then we'll then come back and watch these videos like the best pre-spec to kind of fine-tune your character for exactly what you want to get done. The link, you can either search it on YouTube, or the link is right there or down below the video here. Lastly here, we have a website, prespec.com. Go check it out. It's got everything we talk about in this video and goes into further depth. It has articles, it has the best add-ons, also online resources and a few different things. So with that, let's move on to the best pre-spec. Just to get started here, let's look at the three basic pre-specs. The first one here is discipline. Discipline is a really versatile and flexible pre-spec. It's got this kind of cool talent called Power Word Shield. This is fondly known as the bubble. You can absorb damage and you can reflect damage. It's quite an amazing ability. It's really well known by people who play this. It's really kind of cool. I'd have to say though that this is probably the best PvP spec, and largely this is because of its great survivability. The disciplines spec are just amazing at surviving less trips to the graveyard than the other two priests. And I have to say, if you're just getting started out, discipline is easily the way to go. The other two priest specs are a little bit more convoluted, a little more difficult to learn. Again, start with discipline. That's the way to get going. Next here we have Holy, and really this is your healer specialist. This is among the best healers in the game. They have kind of a cool talent called Spirit of Redemption. After they die, they can cast any healer spell for 15 seconds after that death. It's kind of quite cool. This is really a great raid healer, but with that I have to mention that raid healing is a very specialized task, and if that's what you're interested in getting into, great. But just remember, you got to put the time and effort into to really fine-tuning and tweaking your character and practicing before you can jump into that. Once you become a great raid healer, you're going to be in very high demand, so it's not a bad route to go, but it does take a lot to become a great and specialized in that area. Lastly, here we have Shadow. And what Shadow is different in is that it specializes in damage per second. Discipline and Holy don't think too much about that, but Shadow really does. Shadow is your attacker, Discipline and Holy are your healers. It has this kind of unique talent called Shadow Form. It reduces damage to you, increases your attack, and increases 5% for everyone else in your raid their spell haste. And that, what's there to lose on that? It's great, right? Well, the only downfall is you can't be a healer in that situation. So you can switch in and out of that Shadow Form, but when you're in the Shadow Form, you can't be a healer. It's kind of a neat, versatile thing, but really, Shadow Form is about being in the fight, in the front instead of behind, just trying to help everyone heal. And because it's so good at attacking, and I have to put it as a good priest leveling spec, this is just because you can kill the other characters faster and it can help you level a little faster. Alright, now let's look at the chart here. I just have a couple different things to look at. First, I want to kind of talk about healing. For healing, I'd have to give it to the Holy spec. They're in the middle column at the start. This is because the Holy pre-spec really specializes in healing. It takes a lot of effort. It's a lot of work to become a good Holy pre-spec, but it's a good way to go if you want to be a healer. Next, we have damage per second. Shadow Form really takes the cake on this one, with the Shadow Form and just ability to produce more damage. For rating, again, this is a kind of a tough call, but I had to give it to Holy because they're in such high demand if you are a good priest healer. Lastly, we have player versus player, and I'd easily have to give that to Discipline just because the Discipline priest can really survive the longer battles quite a bit better than the other two. A few lines that I didn't add on here that I probably should have is a leveling spec, and I'd have to give Shadow as the best leveling spec in the priest arena. And then just for solo questing, again, I'd have to give that to Discipline, and the reason for that is its survivability. a little more fun to play with, a little less trips to the graveyard. And with that, that is my best pre-spec video. I hope that helped you kind of hone in on what you're trying to get done and what kind of pre-spec you want. Again, check back with us next week, just kind of see what we have, and thanks for being with us. We'll talk to you later.